Okay, so we're gonna start from that 2-on-1 that we just had one over here. You know, if your partner did have a grip, remember we can review our grip break. Sometimes I can just pop it off. Other times I can kind of push his knuckles and get it off. And then the final one is I just frame and I push to get it off. So if you need a review on that, you can just rewind it or go back to previous videos, okay? But once I'm here, I have the control on his sleeve. I make sure his hand crosses underneath. This ensures that it's harder for him to make a grip on me. I keep a good tension over here on my grip and I look to control his elbow, okay? You can grab without the gi, or you can choose to, if there's enough grip, get the fabric where it bunches up. And then now from here, I'm gonna pull him down. So I drive my heels to his tailbone over here, I bring my knees towards me over here, and then that's what's gonna collapse his posture. Once I do that, I'm gonna use this hand and I'm gonna start to reach for his lat. And it's completely fine not to use the gi at first, all right? But my whole goal over here is gonna be to make an angle. So I'm gonna kind of pivot off my partner by pedaling my feet, scissoring my legs, and you can see I get a good angle. Now from this position, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over this arm on this side, and I'm gonna get the lapel, and I'm gonna feed it underneath his armpit and make a grip. So what that does is you can see if Ivan tries to clear his arm out, he can't because, the other arm buddy? Because he can't because I'm over his arm. If I was under the arm, sometimes his elbow can pull back and now I might lose the position. So I come over and I'm here. And you can even sometimes grab his other arm and kind of help expose his back to you more. So we're on a pathway to the back. So the more I expose his back towards my chest, the easier this move becomes. Now from this position to get up, again, I'm gonna drive my heels into the hip. I'm gonna make a bridge and move my elbow backwards like so. See how that turns his body even more and gives me plenty of space to prop on my elbow. And then now from here, I just need to pivot myself around the corner. So I swing my hips in, I pivot myself around the corner. I don't ride high. I line myself up, chest on his back. I lock a good seatbelt, push off my toes, and then we pull him to the back mount with the hooks. So again, here with Ivan, I have a 2-on-1. I use my heels into his tailbone, I pull my knees to my chest, get that lat, quick pivot off to the side, and now I start fishing for the lapel. Look, at this time I didn't even need to use the other hand as an assist. I found the position. That would be great as well. Okay, but if I needed to use the other hand, I make a grip over his arm, and then I get the position. And then either way, once we were here, I'm gonna start to bridge. As I bridge, I clear myself out, prop up, and as I prop up, pivot myself around the corner. Making sure I score my 2 hooks. I don't ride high, scoop myself back, line my chest up with his back, seatbelt control, use my feet, and I always pull him towards the shoulder, never backwards, hurting his knees, potentially. And then we have our back take from the closed guard.